Morning traders, Paul here with GammaEdge. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of November. Let's get started. Pause your players here, read to the bottom. If you agree, hit that play button. Overall, our market models are off, cash or short. We've been horizontal. We've seen a little bit of downside divergence where price is going horizontal, but we're seeing some underlying selling, so just be aware of that. The upper goalpost for the market remains this SPX 4100 minus GEX, which is the put-dominated side of the equation, is 3600. We did move up yesterday from 4,000 on Friday to 4100, and we are continuing this, so the market is still clearly looking at that upside level. 36 has been in play for quite some time and remains in play. We would urge you to review the SPX structure slide near the end of the presentation deck. The expected move has dropped below 2%, open, high, low, close. This is important. If you are a premium seller, we use a conservative calculation here. The fact that we're below 2% is the first time in a long time, and we are mindful of this. Now, all of that being shown, we do think we could grind higher due to Vanna flows, but our models are showing that the Vanna contribution relative to expiring deltas is pretty minor, so we're not expecting a lot of flows coming in here. Transition zones are relatively unchanged from yesterday. I would urge everyone to watch yesterday. We closed right where we thought we would. The key areas here, 39.45 to 50, very well defined in the SPX PM settled complex, 55 to 60 in the 0 DTE, 25 to 65 in the 1 DTE, a little bit wider as you can see here. The overall SPX complex, the combo complex, is 25 to 65, which you can see is in alignment with the 1 DTE. So that would be the area where we would expect dealer exposure to be minimal, and where gamma exposure due to deltas and gamma are also minimal. We are watchful of this overhead zone starting at about 39.70 and extending up a little bit past the Livermore numbers of 4,000 up to 40.10. But we need to see those puts come out of the complex and calls go in. We're not yet seeing it, but we'll be mindful watching for that today and tomorrow. If we do see that type of behavioral change, we could easily get pushed north. We are not expecting a close above 40.20 under any circumstance. There's just too much to get through to get up to that area, although we could take a run pretty easily at 4,000 as a Livermore number. I did mention above the 4100 plus GEX, which is the call-dominated GEX in the structure, and clearly the market is still gunning for that and expecting that will be the upside target. I did do a review of some names, ones that I'm watching for this morning: Chevron, J&J, Tesla, Texas Instrument, XOM, and then some of the ETFs that are shown there. Those are all very short-term plays to the upside. Just you may want to take a look at those. Names we're looking at to the downside include the financials, the XLT, and the MSTR MicroStrategy. Again, very short time frames. Nothing here because of this is pushing to the long side. As I said, the market model is pretty bearish. You can see that we closed at a low yesterday in terms of the bolded cumulative tick. We're below the ribbon. Range-bound prices, we got this drop. That is a divergence to the downside. Now we could get a reversal, of course. Anything is possible. This is not a crystal ball. We could push north or we could continue south. Ideally, we would like to see an intraday reversal, something that looks like this, with a continuation pattern to go north and take another run at the bullish side of things. But right now, that is not what the market is presenting. Overall, key levels unchanged. Here's that less than 2% expected move. Not seeing much of anything here. This is the JPM end of December out here at 38.35 in the SPX PM settled complex. In the overall combo complex, as I said, 4,100, 3,600 are the goalposts. PM settled, very tight, very nice, cleanly defined range here. Just pay attention to that. Taking a look at the 0 DTE, kind of the same thing, 39.50 all the way up to this 39.60, 65, maybe even up to the 70 level. Pay attention to that. The 1 DTE all the way up to 39.75. You can see where the transition zone is. I note that the deltas on the 1 DTE, and this is where we are estimated to end the day today, are back and forth. So we have a large number of calls and a large number of puts that are expiring tomorrow. This is tomorrow's projection of what's coming off the table. It's about net balanced in terms of gamma, net balanced in terms of delta, not shown here. But if you were to sum all of these, you're going to be a very, very low number. So the structure is changing, and whether it changes to the bullish side or the bearish side is TBD. Right now, it favors the bears, so just be aware of that. Combo complex, here's that same transition area that I showed here, kind of the same thing that we're seeing here. Note the overhead pocket right here. We think it's going to be a little difficult to get through this in the overall combo complex, but if we can break north of that 40.10, that opens the door either for after the minutes come out on Wednesday into Friday or next week, potentially pushing north. We do think that any descent down will be controlled. Now, if we get these call-dominated deltas to vaporize, of course, and puts go in, all bets are off. But right now, we're seeing a fairly good supportive downside structure and some overhead resistance to the upside. And if we can clear that, we're good. Here's the Livermore levels with call open interest, put open interest, not liquid for the most part. And so we're not thinking this is much of anything, and this will be the first short-term target that people always gun for in the 0 DTEs. Taking a look at the Delta-Moneyness, actually showing a little bit of weakness still here. Not much change. You can see that the numbers, even though they dropped, are not appreciably different. And so whether this is red or green is largely not material today. Would urge everyone to read through this. We are basically seeing a little bit of continued weakness. We've had more sideways action to downside action, and we expect the same until we don't. Finally, last slide. Structure is almost the same as yesterday, right? Could have used probably the same bubbles in most of the places. The key takeaway here is that we're right here in the middle of this transition zone. So 39.30, below that I would be careful. 39.60 emboldens the bulls, and so we want to pay attention to that. So if we can get out of this area, one side or the other will give us some sense of direction and where we can go. Just watch what we're seeing here. Look at the magnitudes. A little bit of change, a drop here at the 4100 level. Here's the 4000 strike. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and you can see not really much in play there relative to what we see at 36. So with that, I will leave you. I hope to see everybody in the Discord. If you want to join us, 14-day free trial, all the tools turned on, no risk to you. Go to GammaEdge.us, click on the pricing tab, and sign up. And come on in, ask questions. Great group of traders, all the tools turned on. A lot of good stuff going on. Follow us on Twitter at GammaEdges with an S, and then of course on YouTube. If you like today's content, let me know immediately by smashing that like button, and of course subscribe. And when you do, you'll get notified when Taylor and I post our videos, which we try to do one each a day, so a total of 2. Have a great week. Have a great Tuesday. Hope to see you in the Discord. Thanks, everyone.